Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school. You got that.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Man, I woke up with a case of the Mondays that you wouldn't believe. I did not want to drag my ass out of bed. But I did it, and I'm here. It looks like you all did too, so thank you so much. Welcome to the IRONWORX. Happy Friday, everybody. Good morning, gentlemen. Happy Friday.
Hello there.
Howdy.
Oh, shit. That was a great one, Walter.
How are you all?
Not bad. Trying to wake up. Pouring some coffee on the brain. Oh. Just checked the weather. Not going to get rained out at work today. Got rained out twice this week. Shit stinks. Well, it got rained out once and then went home at 1 yesterday because no more, they didn't have anything for us to do. That's the only downside. I'll still get over 40 hours this week, though. So it's not a bad week, but man, those 55-hour checks are nice. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I bet.
Especially with the overtime, no tax on overtime now. It'll be all right. Signed up for Saturday. Well, I told the guy, I doubt there's any work, but the flat earther, I met another flat earther, by the way. I think we talked about that Wednesday. And I'm not mentioning any of this stuff. These people are just mentioning this to me. Like, not even really talking like deep conspiracies, just pretty much talking shit about the government. And then the next thing I know, they're telling me the earth is flat. Like, it's out there, folks.
Yeah, obviously so. Obviously so, despite YouTube's best efforts.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick. Oh, you did it. Never mind.
I'm on it.
I was laughing at the whole little play on it. I was going to fuss it on and tell you to grab Heart of Earth, a blue color. Good. Thank you very much. Good to see Horsesheet there in chat.
Yeah, it is.
Not around nearly enough these days. We miss you, my friend. You were on our mind, or you were in the discussion just a show ago. Was that Wednesday or was that Monday?
I'm pretty sure that was Wednesday.
Yeah. So if you have some time and want to get fired up, probably by the conversation, listen to the last show that we put up live. We had a question posed by our good teaser, Andrew Baker, that kind of, had us all over the place. So give that a watch if you have a minute. We definitely don't want to rehash it today, though.
I think we're going to stick to, we're going to just stay controversial. Yeah? Puppies are nice. Babies are cool. I like puppies, babies, and kittens, and bunnies. Happy Friday, everybody.
I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow.
I like beer.
I like beer.
I found something that I really don't care for. For the last 2 days, I was actually glad I got to go home early yesterday. There's a guy at work that, everybody said, you're going to hate working with this guy. I mean, I get along with most people. If not, I can just pretty much ignore you, to where we just don't talk that much. That doesn't bother me either. This guy, talks more than we do while we're here on the show. All three of us put together. This guy, I worked with him 2 days. One more day, I could probably write his biography. And then the bitching about having to work. But guess what, dude? We're here too. We get it. You're almost 40 years old. I could understand an 18-year-old, a 22-year-old bitching about having to work. You're almost 40, dude. If I have to hear you say, I can't believe they're making us still work. Oh my God. And usually stuff doesn't bother me, but this guy bothers me. I haven't met someone like this in a long time that just gets under my skin when they open their mouth. It's weird. It's just one of those people that talks to hear themselves talk. They don't say anything new. They just keep repeating themselves. And then they want you to respond. I don't know. I get it. I get why nobody likes to work with this guy. You ever meet people like that? Because, I talk a lot. I even told the guy I was working with, I was like, because the first day I worked with them, I walk up, it's almost time to go. I was like, dude, I don't know what's worse. Having to work 12 and a half today or having to listen to this guy bitch about having to work later. He's like, dude, every day. I was like, no way. And then the manager put us with him again the next day. And I come in the next morning, I was like, dude, what did we do to get on his bad side? He's like, I don't know, man. But 2 days of Blythe and this dude at the same time? No, I'm having a talk with him. Yeah, it was, I haven't run into an annoying person like this in a really, really long time. So who's your annoying person, Josh? I know you got one. There's a name sitting in your head. You're just thinking of this person.
There is no name. But when I think of people that talk, it's hard because I'm one of those folks that don't mind a little silence. I can go to work and have. And for 3 days in a row, never say word one to a single fucking person. I come in, clock in, do my work, clock out, come home. And never speak a single word to another soul. Maybe a couple words here and there, but really never having a conversation of any sort all day long. I can do that all fucking day. I can totally exist in an uncomfortable silence. I don't give a fuck if you want me to talk or not. I have no problem shutting the fuck up and ignoring you. You have, I think most people totally underestimate my ability to tune them out and just completely ignore them to the fact that my brain doesn't even register their voice. It's just not there. So are there people like that? I imagine there are, but I think in my brain, a majority of people are like that. So I don't really separate the two.
That's the thing though. I can't, like, I have to listen to this guy on the walkie-talkie because we're, talking back and forth about, hey, there's a car coming.
Oh, no way. He's freaking on the mic doing this shit, not just while you're standing around. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, that would
dude,
get
it's
a little
all day long. Like, I have to beep it sometimes because he's sitting there holding the button down, giving a monologue. It's like, dude, you're over a hill. I can't see you at all. I've got cars here, and you're telling me your life story. It's like, shut up. I have a car. Is it clear? I almost did. I was almost like, dude, shut up. I got cars.
Maintain radio silence, you son of a bitch.
Yes. That's how we're supposed to do it too. Like, he is the only person that does not maintain radio silence. Like, we are only supposed to say what needs to be said. Period. No extra chit chat on the radios. Head on a swivel. You're supposed to be paying attention to the road. My goal is just to not get hit by a car. That's all I want to do. I just don't want to be hit by a car. For some reason, it's really been on my brain a lot lately, ever since that one young 19-year-old got hit at 8:30 in the morning by a drunk driver. I was just like, oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. I need to be, prepared for idiots at all times. But yeah, no, this dude drives me nuts, dude. Don't got to work with him today, though. So it's going to be a good day. I don't care if I'm out there till 2 in the morning.
What else was I going to say? Something. Seems like I had something I was going to say.
What about you, Walter? You ever work with anybody like that? You can't say shall.
Yeah, no.
Again.
I don't, it's really hard to say really because, I'm both directions, some jobs, some days at work, I'm Josh, I go in and, nod, hey, and like whatever the situation would have been, head to the blackjack table or head to the mic or whatever job it was, pretty much had me interacting with the public so much, either through the table or through phones or whatever. It was a lot of that more than actually having constant contact with another person throughout a day of the job. Like, because when you're on a table in a casino as a dealer and you're not dealing or talking to people about the game or explaining the odds or whatever, you're really not supposed to just be yapping and hanging out with the customer, like kind of standing behind the chair. You can for a minute or two or whatever, but you definitely aren't yapping with the dealer at the table next to you, blah, blah, blah. And then in other situations, the situation of the job was so just ludicrous and beyond measure that we were like to the point of talking to our freaking union people about it and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't the only one, or the people next to me weren't the only ones upset about the certain situation at AT&T's school. Actually, it was still Singular before it became AT&T. At the call center where like people were literally sending mass emails out to the entire company, not just the call center we were in, but to Singular, the whole copy of the company, and bitching out our manager about the situation they had us in with no time off and dealing with all the cancellation, so I really, nothing of just one dude driving me nuts about a job. If the job was driving me or one other person, somebody nuts, it was usually driving everybody that insane. So yeah, I don't know. Just don't have one coming to mind.
I've never had anybody like this before.
Yeah, no, it sounds nuts. I don't think I could have dealt with it as long as you have. I definitely would have had to say something to somebody about this dude making it unsafe on the mic, or I don't know. Yeah, that would be nuts.
Everybody's just waiting for him to get fired. He's the guy who's always constantly, he doesn't want to work when he's scheduled, but when he's not scheduled, he's asking if anybody wants their shift covered. He always needs a ride. That's like one of the stipulations of my job, is you have to have your own transportation. You know, you might be getting, we don't work with the same people like every day. There's only a couple crews that do that, where there's a guy that, you know, these two people work together every day. They're, you know, we all bounce around. This person, I work with this guy and this guy, and then maybe the next day I'll work with the same crew lead, but we'll have another different flagger. So it's never the same, you know. Every once in a while, you might be together for like a week or something like that. But yeah, this guy is, everybody's just waiting for him to be fired. I'm not one to bitch and complain too much to management, you know. But yeah, first, I'll say something to him first. But the thing that sucks is he's a nice guy. It's not like he's an ass or anything. He's trying to be nice. He's very polite. So it's hard to be like, dude, just shut the fuck up. As much as I want to, you know, my niceness comes out. It's like, yeah, he hasn't really done anything except be irritating. He's not like being an asshole. He's not being rude or, you know, saying something that would merit a response like that. He just doesn't shut up. Yesterday, I just put my earphones in when we were sitting there waiting. Like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna make a phone call. And I did, but yeah. Yeah, I guess there's always going to be those types of people. So we cover a guy. He does NASA Watch. His name's Keith something or other. I forget. I can't find the original. These come up on my feed all the time, my Google feed. And he used to work at NASA, right? Well, this is like a really, like, he doesn't explain anything that he's talking about. You could tell he wrote this very frustrated and angry. Here's how he starts it off. They are throwing NASA away. Keith's note to NASA employees and contractor partners. If there is no FY 2026 budget, so right off the bat, FY 2020, is that fiscal year, I'm assuming?
Yeah, probably.
Doesn't explain what that is. A CR will be in place until there is. Okay, I don't know what a CR is.
It's a continuing resolution.
Okay, well, there you go. Yet major decisions are already being implemented per the devastating President's FY 2026 budget request, PBR. So ignore official statements from NASA to the contrary. Even if a budget is approved, the actions taken by NASA may be hard or impossible to reverse. NASA HQ simply does not care what Congress thinks. Senior management across NASA has been told to implement the PBR to the letter on October 1st. Nothing is in writing. It's all verbal. Odds are the that most of your management, nearly all the way up, are being officially kept in the dark and simply told to comply. Well, yeah, that's how government works. FYI, NASA HQ 9th floor. This is not a secret. Everyone everywhere in the broader space community knows what is going on. So pardon me if I seem to be a tad strident today. I've been watching NASA do its thing since I was 6 years old in 1961, and I used to work there. I am heartbroken and angry at the impending destruction of the unrivaled, amazing resource and the horrid treatment of the outstanding, inspired people who have made it what it is. Oh, somebody had a bad day. Even got Don Pettit to chime in. Oh no, these are just tweets that are popping up now. It says it's a reply. Some of them are ads. Yeah, these aren't replies. Get out of here. Yeah, Keith is upset. NASA's not getting extra funding or this. I don't even know what's going on. In Reddit, it might already be too late to save NASA. 4,000 NASA employees immediately quit NASA. Now that's a YouTube. I don't know if that's true.
That doesn't sound right. 4,000 people quit?
Yeah. White House orders NASA to destroy important satellite. Reddit 1 week ago. Huh. Yeah, budget cuts for NASA, and they're all flipping out.
I will say,
I mean, seriously,
looks like
what do you do?
Hands out. Not for nothing. Going back 2 weeks. Going back 2 weeks ago on the deferred resignation program. Nearly 4,000 NASA employees have chosen to accept the Trump administration's deferred resignation option, reducing the workforce by 4,000 down to about 14,000 personnel. From 18 to 14.
Well, that's not 4,000 people just up and quitting. That's being offered a severance package to leave and them accepting it. That's a lot different than people just getting up and walking out.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you can read the writing on the wall. When there's 200 private space agencies out there, do you really need to keep investing money in a public space agency that goes fucking nowhere?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of money they found out to be boondoggled. And then, you live off the crumbs. But yeah, we could fake space privately. We don't need to keep doing this publicly. Armadillos may soon become established in Michigan. All the way up to Michigan. That's wild, man. I had never seen one in Indiana, but I hear they're there now. First place I ever saw one was Missouri.
Really? I kind of just thought they were everywhere.
No, like up north, we'd never had seen them up there, but I guess they're making their way. Yeah, Michigan. I hadn't heard Michigan yet. That's a new one.
When I was a kid, there weren't really any armadillos in Missouri. Only within the last maybe 20 years.
No, it shocked me when I saw it. It was when I went on Walkabout. I saw one laying on the side of the road. I was like, holy shit, Missouri has armadillos? Get out of here. Granted, it was southern Missouri, but I mean, they're talking about them being up in Michigan now. Let me see what is going on here. A study predicts that armadillos could soon reach Michigan. Yeah. Could and possibly and all that kind of stuff. So it says they're reaching as far north as Indiana and Iowa now, indicating potential future expansion into states like Michigan. Yeah, but there's a big difference between the winters in, you know, like southern Indiana, Iowa, compared to Michigan. Even northern Indiana and southern Indiana have totally different winters because of the lake. But I don't know what armadillos like the weather that they like. They might not mind it if it gets all that cold. I always thought they were like a warmer weather type of.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, now that I think about it, I really didn't consider the difference in climate up north and the fact that they do seem to be a deserty animal and all that. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, baby. Hey, sweetie. Good morning. Hi.
They're cute little ugly things, I guess you could say.
Armadillo by morning.
Up from San Antonio.
Oh, that's great.
Everything that I've got is just what I've got on. I think George Strait was just recently won some sort of country music award, finally. Or at least nominated. I heard on the radio the other day.
Interesting.
He's never won anything?
Like, he's got to have. There's no possible way.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
But he's been out of the limelight for many, many years.
Yeah, yeah.
A minute, yeah.
That new pop country crowd they got out now. It's like rap. I think they call it crowd. I don't know.
When I think country music star, Beyonce comes to mind.
So, African Union urges adoption of world map showing continents' true size. Uh-oh. Map distortions being made public. Yep. It aims to reclaim Africa's global position, supporting a map change.
Isn't this an old story? Wasn't this a story 10 years ago?
Yeah, it's always been a story. It comes around all the time. If it's not on some TV show as a reference to something, it's a new map by, I think it was Japan, and they put out that weird leaning to the bottom right, angle down from the top left map. It's supposed to be the true map of the real shapes and all that crap. We usually hit on that pretty hard in the fact that nobody really knows what the fuck maps are supposed to be, right?
It's just those damn sub-Saharan Africans. That's the problem. If it weren't for them, Africa would be huge. But we got to make it a small map.
It gives a false impression that Africa is marginal, despite being the world's second largest continent by area with over 1 billion people. It also has 55 member states. Such stereotypes influence media, education, and policy. Oh my goodness.
It's just a flyover continent, don't you know?
So I guess there's a 2018 Equal Earth projection, which tries to reflect countries' true sizes.
Yeah, I think that's that. Is it that? Click on it and see if it's that Japanese map.
No, it's not letting me click on it. There is no click.
Uh,
I'm looking for a picture or something. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, I mean, I get it. Not just to mention the fact that it's a map and it should be accurate, right? This isn't for like a display case. Our map should be accurate and show us the right sizes of things and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And at the same time, I get it that it's like a, they made North America so big in Europe. Mercator did on a lot of the maps, but made South America and Africa smaller when they're actually bigger. And it does, people see that and they kind of put it in their head, oh, that's not as big as this continent over here, right? Not as much power, blah, 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 blah. The whole size matters things. I don't know about the greatest movie of all time. It was a good one. It says 31 years later. The greatest movie of all time makes a comeback on streaming.
okay, I can't wait.
Now, I will say, it is a pretty good movie. Seen it multiple times. I don't want to just give the answer. It's a prison drama. Do you know it?
31 years, a prison drama movie, 31 years later?
31 years later. I tried starting that 28 years later. The 28 hours was cool. 28 days was pretty crazy. 28 years was dumb. I just couldn't get into it. It just wasn't. And usually,
tried.
I like English accents. When I'm watching movies, the English accents don't bother me at all.
Was it a Stephen King movie?
I don't think Stephen King did this one. Have you seen the 28 hours or 28 days?
Wait, was this the movie 31 years later that was making a comeback on streaming?
No.
Gotcha.
No, that was some stupid zombie movie about a virus that turned people into zombies.
Now I'm so confused.
I am
You've
too.
got me so confused at this point. What are we talking about?
So I understand 28 hours and 28 days and then the goofy ass 28 years later, but didn't you start this off with an article talking about a movie that was a prison movie that was 31 years old that was making a comeback on streaming?
Yes.
Was that a Stephen King movie?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm just trying to figure out what were good
Wasn't
prison
The Green
movies.
Mile? If that was a Stephen King movie.
That was a Stephen King movie.
Yeah.
So it was Shawshank Redemption.
That's the one I was thinking of, was Shawshank.
Yeah, you guys got it. Yeah. It's Shawshank.
And they do right.
Oh, what did I watch?
Right, it was like he was in the room. I know.
That was. Remember that movie Sphere?
Yeah. I keep getting it promoted on YouTube as one of the free YouTube movies to watch.
Watched it yesterday. Dude, Samuel L. Jackson looks so young. It's so weird seeing him that young. It's weird getting old, man. It just is.
Yep.
And he's one of my favorite actors. Him, Denzel, Mel Gibson, Tom Cruise. There's a few of them. But Denzel, dude, That guy's been in he's been in or the most money made. Like not him, but the movies he's been in has grossed the most money out of any actor. He's been in that many movies. And a bunch of really big ones. Let me see. No, that's one of those things I've heard. Let's double check. Samuel Leroy Jackson. Dude, this guy's been in so many movies. There's a bunch I still even haven't seen. I mean, listen to this. Pulp Fiction, Django, The Avengers, Jurassic Park. That Coach Carter wasn't bad. Shaft, Jackie Brown. The Hitman's Bodyguard wasn't bad. Glass, Unbreakable, those were all right. Die Hard with a Vengeance. That movie, The Kingsman. I'm just Goodfellas. I'm naming the ones that are like really well known.
What's the first one you remember seeing him in?
Oh, geez.
And noticing like, oh, that dude can fucking act and he's awesome and shit like that.
Can't even see. It wasn't like he had a really great acting part in Jurassic Park. It might have been Pulp Fiction.
Interesting.
It's the one that came to mind
94?
for me. Mm-hmm. It's the first time I can really remember it specifically.
He was in Goodfellas, but he had a very small part in that. Didn't really have to act all that much. He played a junkie.
I was a fan of like what were their fucking names? Zucker brothers? Is that the right people that did all the Airplane and?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I was a fan of those movies. Like their first thing was the fried chicken movie. What was it? Kentucky Fried movie?
Mm-hmm.
So watching those type of movies, there were other ones out there that weren't by those brothers that weren't too bad. Like that first movie that I remember seeing Val Kilmer in. That was the takeoff of him being a spy over in Germany and all that. What was that called?
The Saint.
Well, yeah, he was the same, but there was his first movie where he was a young guy, he was a spy, he was a singer, it was a spy, it was really silly like those movies. And then there was another one that was not the Zucker brothers that was pretty decent and pretty funny. It was called Loaded Weapon with one of the Sheen boys and him as the two cops that were the dumbass cops, silly shit. That's the first movie I remember seeing him in and going, oh, he's an interesting dude. And then, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he in True Romance right before Jurassic Park? Because I remember him in Jurassic Park, that's when I was like, oh, that's that dude from Loaded Weapon. Now he's a real actor, because I thought he was just a comedian, actor. Like, I said Sheen, but what was his real name?
Emilio Sheen.
Sheen boy. Emilio Sheen, right. Right, that dude. Oh no, I'm trying to find it now and I'm seeing it was right after actually. It was Loaded Weapon, and then he did Jurassic Park, and then he did True Romance. But they both came out in 93, so I may have seen them out of order and thought that came out first, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember all that shit. Like, just because, like I said, he just had that vibe of like, this dude will go somewhere. And then I think it was probably Die Hard with the Vengeance or Pulp Fiction when I was like, oh yeah, I like this guy. He's something I can watch.
Yeah, because those two came out pretty close together.
Pretty close together too. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of stuff in TV. with a lot of TV shows that I don't even.
Wow.
I never saw.
Right as I'm scrolling down this list now that I've looked it up, Lord, I had no idea about any of this. Yeah, he must have been 2 years old. I mean, good Lord, how he was in stuff in 72. Come on, that's nuts.
That's crazy, dude. And he did a lot of voiceover stuff and cartoons and stuff like that.
I don't remember him in Coming to America at all. He's
the guy who tries to rob the place.
Hold up. Yeah, I do now, but I'm just saying I wouldn't have even thought that would be a movie.
No, I wouldn't have either.
We've gotten lost on the Samuel L. Jackson rabbit hole. Quit. Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama. You saying hey to everybody? Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite actors. He's just...
damn.
He can do everything. He can be the good guy. He could be the bad guy. He could be super evil.
Oh, my mic. I mean, on my controller, baby. Oh, come on. What have you done?
The Negotiator. That's the one. Where he was the cop who was being framed for stealing and killing his partner and all that stuff. That was a pretty good one. And Kevin Spacey. I've been told to watch that new one with Sylvester Stallone, that show that he's making. I think it's on his 3rd season. About being down there in Texas. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
I think Michelle watched that without me, I believe, or is watching it when it's on or whatever. Man, what has she done?
Yeah, I guess he like Sylvester Stallone like wrote this and is like directing it and like doing all of it, kind of like Clint Eastwood used to do, like doing all aspects of it. Like this is Stallone's baby, sounds like. I'm gonna give it a try. Like I didn't start watching Breaking Bad until it was over. You know, I like to be able to just sit and watch a whole season like it's a movie.
It was years over before we watched that. And what was the other big one like that? That everybody, Sopranos. Yeah, that was like way later when we finally watched it. A lot of stuff like that we didn't see when it was happening because we were.
Yeah, Tulsa King. That's what it's called. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. He was one. Because I came in and thought it was some movie. I'm like, what movie are you watching? It was a show. I'm like, oh, there you go. Enjoy. I'll pass. How did she make my screen dimmer? What would she have done to do such a thing? Does anybody have? No, seriously, I've never seen this happen before.
I didn't know you could do such a thing.
I didn't either. She must have triggered something, or I don't know. I bet there's a recorder going somewhere. I'm trying to find a little tab to see what's running, and I don't see anything. Not even like a game recorder or anything going. I don't know what she's done. I may have to leave, not just the call, but reset my computer so I can see shit. What has she done? All right, guys, I'll be back. I can't really. I don't even know how I'm going to restart, actually. All right, I'll try this. Maybe that'll work. It went back. Okay. What the fuck? I think it was trying to start sharing, maybe, is what she had done. I don't know. I don't know what she did, but I went and clicked on the big thing and it all got back to normal. Okay, I'm back. I didn't leave, but I was afraid I was going to.
Trump says Putin will not mess me around on Ukraine as delegations arrive in Alaska. Apparently, they're going to all be meeting up in Alaska for a summit. Ukraine and Russia and all them.
Yeah, I saw something go by about that.
Was Ukraine actually going to show up? I thought they weren't. I thought Zelensky said, nah.
Okay, it says Trump suggests other European leaders, including Zelensky, could be invited to a second meeting following today's summit. So no, he definitely was not invited to that meeting.
I think he was originally, but then said he wasn't going to show up. So they think it just proceeded as though he wasn't going to be there. And then just sort of, well, you know what? We just needed to iron some things out before we involve Ukraine just yet. So I think it was more of a cope than it was anything. I think he was invited to the first one, but refused to go. Oh, well, what we're going to do is invite him to the second one, you see, and hopefully he accepts those. And if you don't want to show up, fine. But it's like a default judgment in court. You just don't get a say. And I think given as much money and weaponry as we give Ukraine, I think we get a say. You want to be there for that say, great. Maybe you can have some input onto what it exactly happens at the end of this summit. But given the fact that we run the Ukrainian government, were it not for the billions of dollars that we give Ukraine, they would not have a government. They would not have a military. There would not be an ongoing war. Russia would have just rolled right over them. So to think that, well, we're just not going to participate in peace talks, fine. Then we'll negotiate exactly how much money we're giving you, and we'll negotiate with Russia exactly how much weaponry we're giving you, or if we do it at all. And you can choose to participate, or you can just suffer the outcomes and the consequences of your lack of participation. Fuck Zelensky. God bless it, actors.
Did you guys hear that Publishers Clearinghouse is no mas?
Interesting.
I did not. I know
I would have assumed they were gone a long time ago, though, you know.
Well, it seemed to me like they were just operating on pure, just, what's the word I'm looking for? Deceit. Like, we're going to run everything online. And you can register for Publishers Clearinghouse, and you can enter your chance to win Publishers Clearinghouse, but I never saw anybody ever win. Like, my mom spent years wasting her time on that digital online Publishers Clearinghouse bullshit. And I think it was just more fishing for information. We just need all your info. We'll never actually do a drawing or never actually draw a name of someone who actually exists. But you just keep signing up. We'll keep offering special deals and special sweepstakes and all kinds of fun stuff for you to participate in. But ain't nobody ever going to actually win a God blessed thing that I ever saw.
Well, these people won, and Publishers Clearinghouse has decided to stop making payments.
Wow, interesting.
An Oregon couple had counted on their six-figure sweepstake checks to help support the family for the last 4 years.
Obviously.
Back in February, PACH stopped paying. Tamar and Matthew Veach were expecting their annual six-figure Publisher Clearinghouse Forever prize payment to arrive, as it had for the past 4 years. It never came. Both disabled Army vets from Cottage Grove, Oregon, reached out to the sweepstakes operator and were told that the payments, just under $200,000 after taxes, for Tamar's annuity prize would resume in July on a quarterly schedule. Then, in April, PCH filed for bankruptcy, listing 10 prize winners among its largest unsecured creditors, court records show. 8 of those were owed more than $2 million each. So, is that legal? You can owe people money like that and just be like, I'm bankrupt.
That is sort of the point of the bankruptcy process. I mean, it's not without
I was trying to unmute to say, isn't that what bankruptcy is about?
That said, isn't that the whole fucking business model? I don't think you get to be like, well, what we do is we award huge cash prizes to people. And then years later, be like, well, look, we've got all this fucking debt. Like, what did you want us to do? We've got all these people that we owe money for the big cash prizes to. Like, there's no way we can continue to function as a corporation with all this debt that we have. Except that's the fucking business model. You create these big, huge sweepstakes with huge cash prizes, then you award the cash prizes. Don't come back and bitch that you now have to award cash prizes to the people that won your cash prize. Oh, we're bankrupt now, huh? I don't know what the fuck we were supposed to do. How are we supposed to make money? We're just giving shit away. My guess is that other companies can get that same information that PCH was gathering for cheaper.
Yeah, it's that information game, and there's a lot of cheaper ways to get that information now.
Or probably better information, more detailed information.
Mm-hmm.
But like, where would PCH get money from to pay these people?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they sell things.
Right. I can't just be like, I'm going to start a company exactly like Publishers Clearinghouse, where I'm going to offer people a chance to sign up for free, a chance to win $100,000 every year for life. But when they win, I'm going to get all pissy. And then I'm going to declare bankruptcy because they fucking won. Now I have to pay money? Well, shit. If I got to pay you what I promised, I'm going to be bankrupt. So I might as well just build the company.
I didn't say somebody would win. I just said you have a chance to win. Like, I have to pay these people something?
There's a chance I'm going to do this drawing, but there's a chance I don't. And nobody wins. But there's a chance I do. There's a chance I will pick a name to pay free money to. Maybe I do. Maybe I decide I'm going to bless somebody with $100,000 every year for life. But maybe I'm just going to keep the money and not pick a name. Or pick a name and then just tell them, I'm not going to really pay
but
you.
You were supposed to keep on getting
for the rest of your life.
No, you were supposed to continue getting your subscription every month to like Publisher or whatever. I can't think of a magazine right now. My brain is too sleepy.
Field and Stream.
People magazine. Okay, there you go. Field and Stream. You're supposed to keep getting that subscription the rest of your life, which is their model. Truly, is you get interested in their bullshit by going, "Oh, I can win money." Yeah, and while you're here, why don't you just try this magazine for a few months, and then that was hopefully what would happen. Just like Columbia House. How'd they keep going forever with like, here, how 10 records for a penny? And if you get that secret little inside of the Parade magazine Sunday supplement one, you can get an extra 4 for a quarter, and or whatever. And then they just kept sending them to you whether you wanted them or not, or paid for them or not, because I never paid for any of those extra ones that kept coming after I got my big haul. I saw somebody else in chat talking about that too. Yeah, I went from cassette to albums to CDs, and that's when I probably quit doing that, when they first started having CDs. But yeah, that was, what was their thing? How did they keep going? Because you definitely weren't going to go back and buy a $12 album that didn't have the lyric sheet and the cool shit on the inside. That was okay if you wanted to get like 12 records for a penny. That was great. I don't have to see the lyric sheet, but yeah. I don't know. I was too much of a record want to have all the shit dude because I had too many Kiss albums that had crazy shit in them. Anyway.
Well, even the name PCH just sort of dawns on me. I picture just a huge warehouse. Well, fuck, we printed all this shit and nobody wants it. What are we going to do with all of this printed material that nobody fucking wants? We'll just set up a whole clearinghouse, a huge fire sale, a clearinghouse to get rid of all of our unsold published documents, a publisher's clearinghouse, so to speak. And we'll just try to figure out a way to convince people that they really should buy this stuff that we're about to take a loss on, this FY. FY being fiscal year.
You ain't gonna start no shit now, are you, Josh?
Josh don't start shit. Josh finishes shit.
I gotta let the boys out because they're good big boys. They gotta do their business.
It's the same speech I give when I go to the bathroom.
Indeed. So, I've been a person throughout my life that when I have had pets in my family, in my, growing up family, I mean, then later on when I was out and with significant others, having animals and things like that, I was always the person that got way attached, really, became the main caregiver almost in every situation, probably except at home. Mama was pretty in the mix of that because she was like I was. That's probably where I learned it, got it, inherited it, whatever. But talking to the animals as though they were actually understanding and going to say something right back to you immediately, like you're having a one-sided conversation with this animal. To appearances, to most people, blah blah blah. It wasn't to me, and nor was it to Mama. We were communicating with those animals, and we knew that. And so, fast forward years later, when I had not had pets for 30 years, probably. Or at least close to that. Well, let me think. Quentin was 2, 3 when we had Shadow. So yeah, around 26 years, let's say, since I had a pet in my home. And then getting the cat brigade in here. And so now it is not just the communication, and I talk to the animals, but I talk to each one a bit differently in the regards of their personality, and knowing that if this was a person and they had this personality type, this is how I would be approaching and talking to them or whatever. Anyway. And yeah, I know there's a lot of people who do that. I'm sure they're in our chat as well. But I just thought it was very interesting, the story that I was reading about pets and people who talk to their pets as though pets understand every word. And in such individuals, there seems to be a certain amount of these qualities, if you will. People who talk to their pets exhibit high empathy, which is the main thing I think that is required. And also, it's just one of the big things for me with pet ownership that has been both an amazing gift and a terrible burden at times, because when a cat or a dog or whatever would get injured or get hurt or be upset or I truly would feel it. I mean, I wasn't just like empathizing. I would feel the emotion. So the high empathy level is definitely and it's not just pets. I mean, I have empathy for everyone. That's kind of why I isolate, I guess, a lot in my life, especially lately, not just flat earth time, but like just over the last, 20 years or so, just realized that there's just so much people out there with like the raw, just emotion that I can't handle being around. Anyway, people who speak to their pets regularly also are great listeners, active listeners, not just great listener, fully engaged and what's being said to them, not just talking to the pet, but with with their friends, with their family. It also comes across in a highly creative mindset. I mean, you're basically inventing a conversation with someone who's not physically talking back to you. So being highly creative, definitely a skill set. Hey, baby, speaking of the kitties, turn it on for her. Well, she won't be still long enough. She's too busy trying to reconfigure my keyboard. Hop down, sweetie. You're going to have to get down. You're going to have to get down. You can't keep messing up Daddy's show. Hop down. Hop down. Hop down. Hop down. Hop down. Okay. These people also display great patience. You've taken the time to observe and understand how the pet is. That's kind of what I was talking about with the different personalities. Deeply compassionate as well. These people are not just, empathy, but just a very profound compassion. And again, it all spills over into the rest of their lives, I would guess as well. There is a respect for all beings, obviously. And again, that kind of can show through in relationships or family life or significant others. Needless to say, they're strong communicators. Kind of, I guess, why a lot of us sit here doing these shows and trying to explain things to people and trying to, help them see that the world might not be what they think it is, that kind of stuff. And without a doubt, pet people who talk to their animals as though they are human are very authentic and are very genuine people. Not trying to impress anybody, not trying to play a role. They're just raw and real, which can, be good, but it can also be off-putting in some times when you just, I know there's been times when I've been emotionally raw and overshared, whatever, here on the show, and a little bit, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone that far with it. But then the love and the reaction I get back from you amazing family that we've gathered together here makes it all good. Oh, come on, sweetie, you've got to get off the keyboard. But what her deal is this morning, she's just overly needy and yet won't lay down for the pet. She just keeps trolling back and forth across the keyboard, messing my stuff up. Let's see if I can fix it again. I can't find my floater. It's gone. I have to go back to the big one and make it reappear. There it is. I found it. But anyway, yeah, people, if you're not a person who talks to your pets that way, or don't have a pet and see other people talking to their pets that way, just know that it'll be a good person to get to know. Very genuine, very authentic. That page is gone too. There it is. And okay, get down.
And they will understand you. Your pets will get it, if you talk to them enough.
I think I've talked about it before.
That's why.
Dixie's
I'm back.
In charge of a socialization program at the bunny house. And part of that, it's basically just taking the buns that have been there the longest, or maybe the buns that are a little spicy, little attitudinal, and need some extra interactions and getting used to humans that won't want to injure them or have complete disregard. And a huge part of that in getting these shy, scared, or aggressive rabbits to really let down all that bullshit and come out and be a real bunny doing bunny stuffs has been just talking to them. Like a lot of rabbits are pretty defensive over their areas. But so when you reach in to change your litter box or feed or water or whatever, they might get a little boxy or a little bitey or just run and hide. But if you tell them ahead of time, food, or, I mean, literally just telling them why it is you're going to reach in there, more often than not, they're okay with it. Sometimes rabbits can be a little hard to pick up. There's a very specific way, because rabbits don't have a straight spine. The back of their spine is actually curved. So that part needs to be supported so you're not straightening out the curve of that spine that's supposed to be there. And rabbits don't really have a scruff. A lot of times you'll see people try to grab a rabbit by the scruff to pick it up. But that extra skin isn't really scruff like it is on a dog or a cat. So you're not really supposed to scruff a rabbit like that. So it's very specific in the way that you pick it up. And if you don't, or even if because they're not used to humans, they might just freak out, get scared. Because imagine being little tiny and something huge just reaches down and whoop, just rips you up off the ground where you're most safe. And now you're in the air, in his arms, in this very unstable situation. And then all of a sudden, whoa, he just drops you like an elevator that just suddenly, without warning, drops 10 floors and then sets you back down on the ground. It can be very surprising, very off-putting. So just saying up before you reach down to pick him up, a lot of times, instead of freaking out when you do it or running away because they don't want you to, a lot of times once you tell them that that's what you're going to do, I'm reaching down and I'm just going to pick you up. That whole, just saying it makes the whole process easier. So it really has been crazy to see just how responsive rabbits are to the English language. Just being talked to, just being communicated with makes their existence happier, safer, they're more confident in their surroundings because they know that you're not just going to do things to them, but they're going to know ahead of time exactly what's going on. Oh, you're getting food. Oh, you're getting the litter box. You're getting the water bowl. I'm getting picked up. I'm just getting pets. The only reason this talon-like thing at the end of your arm is coming towards me, which usually in my existence means certain death because hawks and everything like to get us. So when these huge talon-like things are coming down towards us, we don't need to freak out because you said pet. So I know this huge talon isn't going to rip out my throat, but it's just going to give me love. I'm all for talking to pets. And singing to them too. I'm the same way. I think all the bunnies have their own special song. Each dog has its own special song and lyrics. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ripley's the one who appreciates my singing to her the most. She'll sit there and meow back at me. Oh, yeah, that's great. And I was kind of playing catch up and chat when I got back on here. I see a lot of folks agreeing, saying that there's no doubt that their animals understand their language or our language. I believe that as well. Definitely. And then it also, I've done a lot of research this time around that wasn't available to you, I guess, back when the last time I had pets. So finding out, all the quote unquote scientific things that have been uncovered about animals and their true communication with each other, with us, like finding out cats don't really meow as like they're talking to each other. That's more for their kitten, and for us, they don't communicate to each other that way. They communicate with their tails, with their facial expressions, with their eyes, especially their eyes. I do the slow blink, I love you, as I say it to them all, and always get it back.
Dawn, it can be done, but it's pretty tricky.
I was just going to ask you that. Yep. I was just reading her question. Go ahead.
You can keep a wild rabbit inside. You're not going to really keep it as a pet. that's the whole beauty of the domesticated, the house hippos, the house rabbits, and why there's a very distinct difference between the two. One is good for keeping in the indoors as a pet versus one is just still a wild, undomesticated animal. The lady that actually started the rabbit rescue here down the road where Dixie volunteers, I think it's like the biggest in the country. It's huge. I think there's like 100 rabbits in there now, something like that. And they maintain about 100 rabbits plus, I think, up for adoption or rehab or whatever it is they're doing. Plus they board members' rabbits. It's a whole thing. So she has a wild rabbit at her house that refused to leave, basically, is how it worked. She was also a volunteer at the wildlife rescue, where Dixie also volunteers. And that's just for rescuing wildlife. So raccoons, skunks, possums, mainly. Rabbits on occasion, but usually those are lost causes. So I think from there, they were trying to release some rehabilitated rabbits back out into the wild, and one rabbit in particular just refused to go and just preferred the domesticated life, or at least the life inside a house. Still not domesticated. I think Dixie's gone over there to care for some of her rabbits while she was out of town or couldn't do it or whatever it is, and had to take part in feeding or caring for this wild rabbit that the lady has in her basement. It really is kind of wild. Because it's like Joy is the only person this rabbit will come out. Joy's husband, like, rarely sees it. I mean, it's kind of like a wild rabbit. You see it on rare occasion. It comes out to eat or to do it. And most of the time it's hiding or off doing its thing. Unless it likes you, like it likes Joy. Then when Joy comes in the room, the rabbit comes out to see Joy. That's about it. Otherwise, it's just hiding.
My friend had a skunk like that. Nobody ever saw the thing but her. It would come out like the middle of the night to see her when she was out all by herself. During the day, you'd never see it, though, ever. I've seen people do that with squirrels and stuff, too.
Yeah, I had a buddy that kept squirrels all the time. In fact, he took a squirrel with him, he and I, on a trip to El Paso, Texas, on a job for about 3 months. We kept a squirrel in our hotel room. It seems like when I had that possum as a pet, it seems like he was pretty, sociable with everybody, because he was literally a tiny little 1.5 inch long thing running around in the road after his mother got hit when my buddy brought him to the house, and I couldn't let him die. So I fed him and raised him and would carry him around in my shirt pocket everywhere I went. So he got pretty used to people. I'm sure if he had been just caged up, never coming out, only dealing with me at food time, it'd have been a whole different situation socially. But yeah, Rat was cool, man. He went everywhere with me. I even took him from here to Jackson, Mississippi, when we were going to go to Lollapalooza that first time, because I had nobody to keep my possum. So I took him to my mom's and left him there because we planned on being in New Orleans for a few days during the event. And that whole thing, that story you just told, really is so in my time here, since the cats have been here, say that's not true. That's not true. This house attracts cats even before I had personal cats involved in the equation, because we had a cat that showed up here and we started feeding it, that we called Bill, that was here for a while before he became part of the road. Unfortunately, that was when we realized early on that keeping a cat here wasn't the best idea, especially during the grinding season when the trucks are literally back to back on the road. And it seems like another one was outside at one point. We didn't even name him because we were pretty sure that would happen again. And I think the next cat that was here was when Zack brought Panther Baby here that found its way to him and Hank on his journey. And he was here for a little while, but we couldn't really figure out how to keep him in the house easily. He kept, in spite of the litter box, he kept using the plant that I had in the house that was like a corn plant Mom had given me that I hated to see die, that he definitely was killing it by using the bottom as a litter box. And then maybe another cat showed up before we got Rizzo. Like it was here, we fed it, and then it kind of just never showed back up. And once we got Rizzo here, and she had her 3 inside, and then she had the other 3 inside, and one of those had to go out and had her 3 outside. Right? She had 4, her first litter. Anyway, this place just became cat haven. And so then they had the gray cat that came, and I couldn't do anything with him. He kept, I think he's the reason P. Turkey got ran over, chasing him out in the road, and he was fighting with the other cats, and so he had to go, and I took him away, and then he came back, and then he got covered in industrial glue or paint or whatever that was, so I kind of had to get, because at that point, I pretty much, when he came back here, I would have kept him. I mean, he would have been here, but when he got covered with that paint or that glue or whatever the fuck demon shit happened to him, I couldn't do anything with him. It was about to snow in like 2 or 3 days, and he would have froze to death. And so I had to get him to Miss Carla, and they took him to the vet, and they got him rehoused. And then there's been the little female, and now there's at least been 3 that have come through that kind of hung out. And now there's Jonesy, who's become part of not just the household outside. He's part of my heart now. And now there's Sock. So with all this influx of cats here and knowing the situation with the cats more now than I ever have in my life as far as overpopulation and population control. And I know it's like, oh, who are you humans to decide these cats can't reproduce? Well, when they're taking over and dying off and they're not in good shape because they're not being taken care of, then I feel like we should interfere, if you will, or help or try to alleviate it or whatever. So the idea of creating a cat type sanctuary appeals to me greatly. Whether I could do that, not just financially, but emotionally, is the part that I think would be tough for me to help these cats like I've done with Jonesy. He was a feral cat. He was hissing and striking at me when he got here. And now he gets on the washer and boops my nose and headbutts me. Every day I get that attention from him now. And so to bring him from feral, I'm going to kill you and take your throat out, to, hey, who are you? I love you. Give me a nose butt. Give me a nose bob. Give me a headbutt. That's just, I couldn't give him up now. I can't give him up now. And I feel that's slowly but surely happening with Socks out there, even though I got to get him out of here. Emotionally, I don't know that I could do the in and out of it. It would all just be in, and I would have that, a million cats here with me. Financially, emotionally, just, but the idea does appeal to me. It really does. Oh, sweetie. Oh, mama. Let me get her. I haven't done kitty cam at all as we're talking about the kitties. Every time I get it set up, she moves. Uh-oh. Wrong one. Let's see the girl. She's very moving today. She's going across the keyboard and coming back. That's all y'all are going to get for now. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. I guess I could maneuver the camera differently. Hi, sweetie. But every time I move, she moves. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's very skittish today. I don't know. We've even jokingly talked about opening a cat cafe here in Franklin, because there's been a few different attempts at just having a different type of, coffee shop and just different little things downtown that have done okay and then didn't and went away. So that's the part that kind of makes us go, that might ever work here, because it's a tough town to keep things like that going. You know, we had a comic book shop for a while. We had there's nothing that ever stays here, but a cat cafe just, yeah. Our buddy Justin in Lafayette was talking to his boss, who owns about, I don't know, 2 or 3 businesses throughout the Acadian area, and was talking to him about doing that very thing there in Lafayette, establishing and opening a cat cafe. I told him I would definitely help him out and send him all the cats I got as they came through, you know, kind of thing. But I don't think it never has been past the talking about stage that I know of. And they're both a little flighty in their lives in general. That's part of it too. So I don't know that ever will happen there, but I don't know. You never know. You never know. That's right, Brian. Walt's Cafe.
Yeah, you never do know. Henry Ford, 5 times? Was it 5 or 8 times he declared bankruptcy? Something like that. Before he finally hit it big.
Right. I see Piney understands. With Tosis, it was only going to be there a week or 2, and it's been years now. Exactly. That's my problem. And then I went to my neighbor's. My landlord's house, the one we got Rizzo from, who wound up with Panther Baby way back. And he's got a new set of kittens that have been born over there, and they're so cute. And I want them. I want them all. I kept, I got out and was messing around with them because they seem to be the most sociable outdoor cats he's ever had over there. Because that was why we got Rizzo in the first place. Of all his outdoor cats, they were all very feral-like. Just run away and never want to be touched and all that. She was doing the figure 8 between my legs and would let me pick her up and all that stuff. She hardly does it now. She don't want to be picked up now, but she was the most sociable. But this new crew of kittens he's got, man, they're like trying to climb your legs. They want to be dealt with and held and played with. So I want them bad, but I won't do it. That would kill me. Or I'd be living outside with the rest of them. One of the two. What you got? Right, I see a possum. What's hilarious is at one point in the wintertime, I went outside to the back, like we have a back utility room that comes right off our kitchen, and then you go out that door to go outside. And I went out there, and there was a possum out there on the porch, and the 3 indoor cats, or the 3 cats that were indoors out there to try to stay out of the cold, were just sitting on top of the washer and dryer looking down at him like, hey, what's up, big not cat? Hey, big rat, whatever you are, we're not fucking with you at all. They weren't trying to get him. They weren't trying to skeet him out of there. They were just looking at him like, hey, what's up, dude? And he walked himself on out their little hole, and I haven't seen him since. But yeah, I did have another possum over here for a minute. Possum Cafe, there it is. I don't know if that worked.
I'm surprised more possums aren't domesticated. Seems like that'd be a good domesticated animal.
He was. Rat was amazingly cool. He was very chill. He let me bathe him. He would hang off my hand. He would go walk outside behind me when I would take him out in the yard. He would climb up the little tree we had. Never could get him to hang by his tail from the tree. He would only do it from my hand. I'm playing catch up in chat.
You know, I love my job. I get paid to play in traffic. I should have been getting paid when I was younger. I did a lot of playing in traffic. Just saying.
Oh, damn. Possums can be vicious, dude. Like, when I first got that possum, I got told different stories by people about how, they had attempted to befriend a more mature possum out in the wild, and all it did was hiss and try to get them. So yeah, they can be quite savage little dudes. From what I heard, mine never was. I've never experienced that. I've seen videos of them being pretty irate, but yeah. Sorry, Zach, go ahead. I was just addressing things in chat there.
Was I saying something?
I don't know. I feel like I interrupted you for some reason. I really did. I don't know.
Oh, no, I think I was just saying how I love my job.
Immune to rabies, possums are. You'll never find a rabid possum. Love to eat the ticks. Got a tick problem? Get a possum.
I tried to litter train him when he was a little one there, Laura. I see saying they can use litter boxes. I never got him to do it with any success. I would just walk him outside most of the time. Heckle and Jekyll. That's awesome, Regina. Apparently her dad has 2 magpies hanging around that he's calling Heckle and Jekyll. That's great. I saw a video going by in my rotation quite a few times and haven't watched it yet about how to befriend a crow. Thought that was quite interesting.
Buy him a telescope.
Let's see what you did there. Apparently rabies is a myth, just another way to keep us in fear, from Ian there in chat. Never heard that one, Ian. I saw Cujo, so I don't know about that. God, what a horrifying movie.
And how can you traumatize a child if you don't have a rabid dog to shoot some sort of story? You got to be able to sacrifice your innocent friend.
Like literally laying in the middle of the keyboard. Baby, you are just out of control this morning. You are out of control. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
It's not my fault you're hard to train, Walter.
Hey, what? I missed it. I was busy trying to move her. What happened?
So she's telling you that it's not her fault that you are hard to train.
You ain't lying. I am definitely stubborn. Hi, babe. Hi, babe. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. You're not other. You're not other. Girl. Hi, sweetie. She keeps all the rats away. Yeah, I saw rodent free there in the chat. Yeah, definitely. At this point, we got at least 3 lines of defense. We got the feral cats that roam out there and come back to the house. And we got the cats that stay around the outside of the house. Then we got that layer. Yeah, we got 4 layers. We got the outdoor layer on the porch. And then we got the inner team, who rarely get called into action, but when they are, they do handle the response well. I don't think I've seen knock on wood, but we went to my sister-in-law's for a hurricane that was supposed to be coming right down our throats and be really bad, and while we knew it most likely wasn't, that it was severe factor they were pushing, there was some reason that we decided to go, and I can't remember why. But regardless, I had to leave them here overnight, which I didn't want to do. And I swore I'd never do it again. And that was when it was just Rizzo and the first 3 kittens. Man, it's been a minute. But yeah, that overnight, I guess when the electricity went out and everything kind of got still and quiet enough in the house or something, they finally went, or they thought they weren't going to get fed that night because I left them a little extra food when we left that afternoon, but not enough for the whole next day. My plan was to be back as soon as the storm passed, regardless of traffic or power or any of that. And I was back here the next day and walked in, and there was a big old fat one just waiting in the middle of the floor for me to clean up that they had gotten. So they definitely were doing it when it was happening, but I doubt there's been a mouse near this house in 2 years at this point. I heard him get something out in the backyard next door one night when I was sitting on the porch talking to Jonesy. First I thought it was a cat or a kitten over there, and then I realized it was them pouncing on something else that was still squealing and not having a pleasant time. And I was like, yeah, there's some little critters, huh? Are you a predator? Are you a predator? You one ugly motherfucker. What has she done here? Oh my gosh, I went back to the main call and I have a new chat open. The title of which is /HBBBBBBBLLBBBBBLBL. I don't know what to do with this. Can I make it go away? Can I get rid of the new chat that she has started without me? Discard. There it is. Oh, yes. Oh, I got lost, sorry, in a chat here on a message I didn't see that I had. A certain alchemist.
I saw Copperhead yesterday.
Wow, I haven't seen one of those since I was a teenager, probably.
Just a little baby. There's a little baby guy. No longer than 10 inches. Skinnier than my pinky. Chief Burrito was picking him up. I was like, dude, you're nuts. Trying to tell him poison, poison. It was funny yesterday. This guy's trying to tell him to get a piece of wood, right? Wood out of the back of the truck. He's bringing him shovels. He's bringing him all kinds of stuff. Finally, I walk over and it's like, wood. Oh, gracias. De nada. I mean, I'm all for hiring people. Everybody's got to work and stuff, but at least have somebody that's at least can speak broken English with the guy. Because the guy that they have him working with, his English isn't all that great. He speaks more Ebonics than English. So I feel bad for him trying to communicate with this guy.
I hate to keep going back, but I just keep seeing things in chat that are, I want to address.
Yeah.
Don asking, does neutering help calm the boys down? It definitely does change their stuff a bit, their ways they act. I know with Spot and with Bender, the inside male cats, there was quite a bit of territorialism and marking with scents and things like that all stopped for sure once they were neutered. And just the overly aggressive, I guess, playing, I've got to get you down, I've got to be on top and dominate thing that they would do with the female kittens, which Bender, he was a kitten too, but he was always roughhousing with them, really rough, making them squeal and stuff. And while he's still a butt and still chases the girls all over the house when he's in that mood, when he's being a brother to them, he's not as aggressive about it once he got fixed. It became less, it became more playful and less, I've got to dominate everything in the room. So when I'm seeing, she asked about, or she's saying she's got a girl there that's been spayed, but he's yet to get neutered. And that was our situation. I had gotten the females dealt with first because, just that, what happened with Rizzo herself when she got away and got pregnant. I didn't want that to happen if another of the female cats got out. So we dealt with them first before we even got Spot dealt with. Isn't that how I did it? I did all the females, then Spot, then Bender. Yeah. And even though they were fixed, Spot got to an age before I got him fixed where he was, trying to figure it out how to mount them. So all that stopped too. That domination and it's all mine, and that whole thing that does chill. Now I say that's only been my experience. Every cat's different. Every cat has its own personality. Are you eating plastic again, silly girl? That's not good for you. He is the plastic eatingest cat that I've ever experienced. Of course, it's not as bad as Ripley, who eats the tinfoil that I put on the little table down here to keep them from knocking everything off of it. She's got it trimmed down to just a little square that's underneath, like the guitar pedal that sits on that table and the little printer thing. Every now and again, I'll see her down there on her paws trying to pull the tinfoil out from under those so she can eat it too. And she ate it. I saw it when I would clean litter boxes. You got the hot dance, sweetie. You can't be eating the plastic and messing up my mouse again. It was just plastic 3 times now. I guess if I get up and throw it away, she won't get it. But everybody likes moon pies, right? Apparently not.
Especially with Cool Whip.
Is that a Southern thing, truly? Like, I get the impression it feels like that's been the push in the media for it to be a Southern thing.
Moon pies?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's a Southern thing.
Well, I didn't think it was, but it definitely got...
It's like a 1975 thing, but it's not a Southern thing.
It's a long time there was that phraseology of moon pie and a RC and a moon pie. Because I thought for a while you couldn't get RC Cola up north as well back in the day. I don't even think that's a thing anymore. Anybody? RC Cola?
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah. Pretty sure I saw something not too long ago on the shelf.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's still up there.
They'll get RC Cola. Oh, yeah, there's still RC Cola out there.
Sure, y'all have it. We don't down here in the South. That's supposed to be a South thing. I truly haven't seen RC Cola in, probably 10, 15 years.
Still get it. Cami had some last week.
Wow, y'all are making me want some now.
I haven't had it in a while.
Royal Crown.
I guess I used to mix my Crown Royal with Royal Crown.
Wasn't it RC that made Jolt?
I think so. There's something. There's a bell that dings faintly off in the distance.
When you said that, it did actually.
It was like triple the caffeine or something like that. I had a baseball coach who used to drink it during the games.
No,
he would lose his voice every game.
It says no. RC Cola did not make Joke Cola. Joke Cola was created by CJ Rapp in 1985. High caffeine, high sugar. Marketed to students. While it did have a revival with Dollar General in 2017. What? How did I miss that? Apparently they're now relaunching Joke Cola. But it was never produced by RC Cola, is what this says. So I can get some Joke now, too.
Oh, damn.
It's got less caffeine and less sugar, but yeah. Got more methamphetamine, so that's cool.
There you go. Well, you got to give and take. Give and take. It's all about a balance.
Timu Coca-Cola.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we're old as fuck. Just
yeah,
Crown Royal. Yeah, that's a whole different thing than Royal Crown. RC. You have a great day, Dawn, at your slave job. We definitely love you to death, lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
You and the kittens.
Get everything ready.
Man, this one has gone on by. Just like we
Fun
just
day
started.
of playing in traffic. But I get to hang out with the young guys today. I think they're 22 and 27, something like that. Sit around bullshit about video games. All the fun stuff. Oh.
Laura, I am a root beer aficionado. Like you don't even have a clue. Like it's ridiculous how freaked out I get when I find a brand or a root beer I haven't tried at a store. I'll buy a 6-pack and give it a whirl. I grew up in a little tiny town in central Mississippi called Mendenhall. And the road you took to get out of Mendenhall heading towards St. Martinville to go visit my cousins or to go to the church that we all went to out there, you pass this little section of the road on the 4-lane, and they had like an Exxon station on one side of it and this little place called Dog and Suds on the other. And Dog and Suds was obviously famous for their hot dogs and root beer. And you could get the root beer in a cold, frosty mug sitting in the restaurant while you ate your hot dog or your pizza or whatever you were eating, fast foodie type 70s fare. But they had cool toys that you would get in their kids' meal, including this little red clamshell Spy Kids little thing. It had a wizard you could blow through it. It had a reflective area with a literally embossed in the plastic key for your SOSs and your, Morse code. It had a little compass. It had a little sundial. It had like a little wizard that you would blow through and make a noise. It was the ultimate Spy Kid apparel. Belt clip. Hello, belt clip. Thank you. Utility belt. But anyway, Dog and Suds rocked. And you could buy a gallon of their root beer in this beer barrel brown container. Well, hell, I bet I could look all that up and show you about how old my ass is. But that's when my addiction began for root beer. And from there, it just got worse. Growing up here in the South, Barks root beer came from down here. Oh, wow, there's still Dog and Suds open? What? That's crazy. Had no idea. It's too much typing. Well, I don't see the original. Oh, there's a version of it. Oh, wow. I never saw the green ones. When did those come into being? Those must have came into being after I was no longer in that area and weren't going to dog and suds. Oh, man, what have I done? So you see you see the brown one?
I've never been a root beer guy.
That would
I don't
be
know
the
what
one
it
right
is.
there.
The taste isn't bad, but I've always just preferred other drinks. I mean, I'll drink a root beer if that's all that there is. It's not like it turns me off. But I've never really been a root beer guy. Now, ginger ale.
I love ginger ale too.
With you forever. But root beers,
I used to love that.
they're all kind of the same to me. I never really.
Well, you just got to dig deep.
I never acquired this root beer to this root beer to this one.
Some have a very some have a very wintergreen forward flavor to them, like wintergreen. It's literally your aftertaste, and that's all the tongue of it is. And then some have a very vanilla forward push. Some have this, like you get a lot of the sarsaparilla-y root undertones in some of the ones. You just, again, it's about, I guess, just over years of trying them all kind of thing. And it all started, again, right here with the marketing of a kid going, what, I've got a barrel full of root beer. You know what I'm saying? And we would go after church, order our food, and he would tell them, and we'll want a root beer to go, a root beer barrel to go. And it'd be waiting at the counter when we'd leave. I wonder if they still have. Let me see. I'll find it while we're here.
Next time you guys see those guys on the side of the road working guys, not so much the flaggers. We don't really do a whole lot, to be honest. I mean, it's an important job, you know, keeping a safe work area and all that for those guys to work in so they don't have to worry about it. But these guys bust their asses. The line guys, I mean, I know it looks like they're just standing around doing nothing half the time. But when they do work, it's like real work. It's not like factory work or, you know, it's digging a 6-foot hole that can't be more than, 14 inches in diameter. But you have to dig it 6 feet deep. That's a pain in the ass when you can't get the auger back there and you got to do that shit by hand. There's just stuff that they really do work. And there's a lot that goes into these roads. I had no idea how much, I figured they just lay the road down and that's it. It's like the road, and then 15 feet off the road, they're shaping the earth. And I watched a guy take this huge hill and turn it into a little mound. I think that was Wednesday. 8 hours with a big, giant backhoe crane. Turn this huge hill, like probably 35 feet tall, down to a little 10-foot mound. Just amazing. The amount of earth that I watched get moved in that short amount of time. But yeah, next time you see those guys out there, if they're in the gas station or something like that, just nod your head at them. Just give them a boy or something like that. They deserve it, man. These people are working hard. A lot harder than I am. That's for sure. Yep, I'm one of those people out there in the vest. Yep. Yeah, my job's easy. My job's cake. I'm not asking for any of that of boys or any of that for me. The most I stand there and turn a sign in the hot sun. Yeah, exactly, Laura. I make people wait. Those guys doing the actual work, the ones we're there to protect, man, do they work. Now, not all the time, granted. So you show me somebody that's 40 years old that's going to get out there and be, constantly digging 6-foot holes with a little post hole digger.
Man, this is not fucking working.
With a smile, you can say, fuck you. Yes, you can. I say, oh, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
See, most people down here know what that means. A lot of the young people even know what it means. Up north, we had no clue. Bless your heart. Or what I'll hear down here a lot of times when people are pretty much saying, they'll be like, we'll see how that turns out.
Just won't give me the toy. I'm looking all over. Damn it. I'm giving up. I might have to give up. I'll spend the rest of the show looking for a fucking toy. Hell, it's almost over here, man. One day I'll find it and show y'all. Seems like I've looked for those years ago, like talking to Michelle about them or something, because they had the dog and suds too in their area, but they would always like do it usually through the drive-through kind of thing on their trips. They never really had one in their town. And she remembered some of the stuff that I was telling her, but she didn't remember that toy particularly. That was kind of like, I guess, a boy's thing. Belt clip, spy gear, so hers was more they were like bowls you could get that were based off the character and things like that. That's the kind of stuff she remembered. Anyway, I'm old. I am old.
I'm getting there. Have a great day, Brian.
Indeed. Have a good day. Or a great day. Don't just have a good day. Have a great day.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I watched it like 5 times the first week, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it was out.
I remember you going on about it, and I finally watched it, and I was like, oh, this is good. It's funny. I like that. And I'm like you. I haven't seen it since that era. So
Yeah. There
was something new, or not new, but something with him that I was going, man, I'm going to have to give that a shot. What was it? Just yesterday, I was looking through stuff. And I was like, I kind of dig him more now than I did. Oh, it was Blade 3. What was it called? Blade Trinity?
Just not that good, dude. You can go back and try it again.
Really?
Ryan Reynolds wasn't the only thing that ruined that movie.
No, it was Parker Posey. I remember hating her. And I loved her, like, in all the, ad-lib movies, what's his name? Christopher Guest, all those movies that she did with him, and I loved her.
It seemed like the writing in Blade 3 sucked.
Movie. Yeah.
It seemed like the writing was just...
I was kind of excited to give it a chance.
Ha-ha! The job I was going to be working on yesterday, not ha-ha, but at least I'm not on it. It got canceled. And it had that one guy working.
My baby. Got to get out.
Probably why they canceled.
Yeah, I was going to send a joke to the manager, like, dude, really? Blythe and Jesse Stone 2 days in a row? Did I do something to you to piss you off?
Right.
Because, I don't mind the work. A lot of people, Blythe, you're going to be out there till 5:30. It's like, so a full day of work. Okay. That's your biggest complaint. Yeah, it is nice getting sent home a few hours early. But when it doesn't happen, I don't consider that a bad day. You know, a bad day would be standing out there when cars are going by at 75 miles an hour, like on the highway. I wouldn't enjoy that. But, dude, that's not a bad day. Just having to work your full shift. I mean, what we're here for. Yeah. These young people don't realize what they have with this job. They're going to find out a couple jobs down the road after they lose this one. Damn, I wish I wouldn't have lost that job as a flagger. I mean, so laid back. Just so laid back.
Hey, Speedy.
These people need to know the people that are working for them. Don't tell me be there at 6:30 and you show up at 6:58 so we can leave by 7.
Not a doctor's office.
6:30. Yeah, 6:30 to me means be there at 6:15. So I'm going to sit there in that fucking parking lot for 45 minutes waiting for your ass because you wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be late, so you told me to be early. Don't tell me to be early. I'm going to be early regardless. You know, tell me what time we need to leave. I will be there 15 minutes before that.
I don't know what's going on with me. I've been, since yesterday, having, this weird, sort of a sore throat and really don't have a reason for it. Don't know what's going on. Would have even sort of suggested maybe I was planning a show for this afternoon earlier in the week, but then I realized that I was going to be on Rico's solo sombrero tomorrow evening. And then I started having, like I said, this weird sore throat thing. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm going to stay on it, though, because I definitely don't want to get sick. Probably that allergy deal. Like yesterday, everybody was talking about how we all have been sneezing here in my area. Like everybody. Something has bloomed or blown in or something. Apparently, Sherry says everybody in the country has a sore throat right now. Interesting. What are they spraying on us, Sherry? Damn it.
We rolling up on it. My goodness.
That's not good to know.
Well, got about 90 seconds.
I mean, it's good that you've informed me and kept me informed. It's just not a good thing to hear. So, Hope it don't get me all funky. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't do influenza.
Well, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out this morning.
Oh, Zach, by the way, I did watch another video finally that showed those little covers you were talking about, not just for those metal plates, but there were some that actually went over the metal rods as well, apparently. That comes with some of the kits, because the guy had his bag on the floor with the metal plates in it, and he had the rods, and then suddenly he picked up exactly what you were talking about and started putting covers on everything. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize.
I'm not sure Walter can hear me. So you guys have a great rest of your day. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Look up that company.
Till then, be good, be well, do good, do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.
Here's a lovely song about my favorite food. Lima, lento, soy, and pinto, navy, northern, and garbanzo, kidneys, and frijoles negros. I love beans. I love beans. Woo, woo, woo. I love beans. How about you? High in fiber, low in fat. Yeah, but you didn't know that. when I eat beans. I say it in my own little cloud. Nobody comes to visit me in my little cloud. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm cutting muffins. Because I love beans. Hey, I love beans every day. Beans are an excellent source of protein. I love beans.